Welcome back to Embrace the Chaos. Today's adventure, I have a couple sheets of foam insulation behind me. This is going to be a foamy camper, so instead of made out of wood, all the sides and everything are going to be made out of compressed foam insulation, EPS insulation. So I got a couple sheets last night. The top one is going to be, to insulate the floor, and then I can finish the floor. Hopefully get that done today or tomorrow. And then the other piece of insulation right now is probably going to be for the door side of the camper, so I can figure out how that's going to work. I don't have a lot of room to store things down here, so I'm sort of picking up supplies as I go. So right now I'm going to measure everything for the floor, all the slats to go in the floor, go teach an art class, and then get on some work clothes and cut up the floor. I think I'm going to use, to cut the foam insulation, a utility knife and a butane torch. Heat up the utility knife, slice it through. That's what I've been told works really well, especially because down here I don't have any power. So I can't use a hot knife, and a cordless hot knife is like $250. And I barely have the money to get the trailer done, so we'll see how it goes. I'll get the measuring done right now. I'll come back in a bit and you can watch me cut it all up and put it all in place. Trying to fight a bit of the fear and insecurity today. I'm really feeling overwhelmed. My goal is to get this done by the end of January. Excuse me. We're already at January 5th. Given myself permission to push it to mid-February if I have to, but I really want to get out before then because I need to be back in LA around the beginning of June. So tight build time. On the plus side, I'm an artist. I'm self-employed, so I teach my own classes. I choose what shows I do and stuff like that. So I have a lot of time, especially because I can make my own schedule. So I don't have a 9-to-5 job, family, kids, all of that. It's just me and my cat. And there's also going to be links below of how you can help me out, because money's starting to run out. So if you want to buy some merchandise, buy a copy of my book, or just throw some money at me, I'll take your money any way you'd like to give it to me. Thanks very much.
You to know. You say these cute words ending bad lies. I wanted a straight answer. I just needed a straight oh, but you wanted to be swept away. Just looked me in the eye and said, frankly, girl, you just got to just be yourself. I was looking for an answer, looking for a bigger sign, and you just needed someone to hear me. Yeah. So if everything up to this makes sense, then why run from love's frustrations? You love me more. Hey, girl, I follow you to any city. To any city. I didn't know love would be so strong.
Voila! Taught my class. Back to work. I've heard that cutting EPS foam can be done by taking a butane torch torch and lighting a utility knife and cutting it. We're gonna see if that works tonight. Make sure I don't blow anything up. So I got a mark. I also bought a big ass straight edge so I can make sure my cuts are a little more even than the cuts on the frame were. So anyway, here goes nothing.
Away, dug from holes of love's frustrations. If you said that you love me more, hey girl, I'd follow you to any city. To any city. To any city. To any city. You to know. You say these cute words ending bad lies. I wanted a straight answer. I just needed a straight oh, but you wanted to be swept away. Just looked me in the eye and said, frankly girl, you just got to just be yourself. I was looking for an answer, looking for a bigger sign, that you just needed someone to hear me. Yeah. So if everything up to this makes sense, then why run from love's frustrations? You love me more. Hey girl, I'll follow you to any city. To any city. I didn't know love would be so strong. Inevitably, I feel as I fall in love. Make you cry, but I was free again, hey, free to be me again and fall head over feet. Away, dug from holes of love's frustrations. If you said that you love
So I'm done for the moment. What I learned tonight, little butane torch from Harbor Freight, $15. Little canister of butane, which I think is still pretty full, $3 at Walmart. Crappy ass utility knife. I'll take some pictures of it. This did not survive well, but I think I could have used it a little longer. However, it is really wobbly, and once it's warm, I'm finding my cuts are really janky, which my cuts are janky anyway. This does not help. So I'm going to stop for the moment. Maybe since I live up the street from IKEA, see if I can find a cheap, straight kitchen knife at IKEA, something 4 or 5 inches long. That is a lot more stable. This is just hard to control. It gets a little wiggly. However, it did not melt. It did not bend. So if all I can use are these little like $1, $2 utility knives, it works well. This one is too short. Cutting 2-inch foam, too short. However, this was great for cleaning up edges and tidying things. The advantage of this combination, with the knife being hot, you get really nice edges. You don't get a lot of the styrofoam crap that flies around. So that helps a lot. Cleanup is a lot easier. I just swept up a few things. It's not too bad. So this gives you really beautiful, nice, clean edges without having a lot of jaggedy stuff and without a lot of that foam. The downside, it is a little slow because you have to find the rhythm of heat, 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 maybe 5-6 seconds, cut about 4 or 5 inches, heat, 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 cut, heat, cut. However, since I'm working in a parking garage with no power, this is an absolute godsend. The smell's pretty bad. Well, not pretty bad. The smell's not pleasant. Definitely do it somewhere open. I might, because I have COPD, I have very severe asthma. Tomorrow when I finish it up, I might just put a bandana over my face so it doesn't aggravate my asthma. However, it hasn't bothered me too much, but I'm a big believer in being cautious. My friend had lent me his nice big heavy welding gloves. Didn't need them at all. I have just these light work gloves, worked great. I had my glasses on just so that I could see better. I don't know that you need safety glasses, but if you're not sure, wear them. That's my little lesson for today. So I'm very excited because I did get 2 whole pieces put in, but fighting with utility knife and stuff like that, I'm going to stop for a bit and regroup and see if I can figure out a better way to do it. So I will see you soon. So I went to IKEA, bought a very expensive fillet knife, $7.99. So I'm going to try this today. It's nice and very sharp, so I'm hoping this will give me a more accurate cut instead of sort of a wibbly one. So we're going to see how this works today.
You to know. You say these cute words ending bad lies. I wanted a straight answer. I just needed a straight phone. Oh, but you wanted to be swept away.
pretty much finished putting the insulation in the floor. I have to say this fillet knife from IKEA worked much better than this. The utility knife tends to be a little unstable. This is pretty stable, so I could get nice long cuts. Even without heating it, it cut pretty good. The difference is when you heat it, you get a nice clean cut. When you don't heat it, you get a lot of foam sort of detritus. So this is the heated side. Nice and smooth, not a lot of crap floating around. This is using the not heated side, so you can see how crappy it is. And then you gotta clean up all this little stuff. So the heat worked, especially for long cuts and stuff like that. And then when I was trimming stuff, I didn't bother to heat it because it wasn't that big a deal. So that's today. I'm happy with what I got done. My trailer is a 5x8. I got a 4x8 foot piece of insulation, measured everything, cut it down, and ended up with like 2 of these pieces left. So I think I did a pretty good job. Next, I have to evaluate. A friend of mine donated some leftover flooring for the floor of the trailer. Even though we're not going to see it, I think it'll be lighter than the plywood. However, there's about a 1/4 inch gap I have to fill in between the insulation and the frame. So I have to figure out if it's worth that or whether I should just get a piece of plywood. So that's the thought process I have to think about today. Anyway, thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, I'm building a foamy. So I'm figuring this out as I go, and there's a lot of forums online. I'll put some of the links in. There's a great DIY group on Facebook that has been invaluable. So I'll put that link there as well. But if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I broke my tripod, so I have this on a workhorse, and I feel like I'm really leaning. Anyway, if you have any questions, post them in the comments. Please take a second and like and subscribe, because there will be a lot more of these videos. Thanks.